Well, since conspiracy theorists can make all these forums and ban people and treat their members like shit and have no respect for their First Amendment, I'm going to try to attract that demographic to my YouTube page, where you are free to leave comments and shit like that. I have no motivation to block you other than if you try to flag my videos or something, because I'm not going to put up with it. I'm not going to put up with people censoring me anymore. So, what I wanted to talk about was the Zimmerman case. I guess that's his name, Zimmerman. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it that much because I honestly don't care. People shoot people all the time. But what concerns me is the way the media is portraying this. As I watch MSNBC, all they ever talk about is the Stand Your Ground law and how it's so bad and it's vigilante justice. I was expecting them to dwell on the fact that it was a little black boy shot. That would have been both rational and useful in this case. But no, of course not. That would have been too good. This world is evil. God forbid we should rely on reason and accountability and something that would have been appropriate. You know, if they had dwelled on the fact that this was a hate crime, it would have deviated from the Stand Your Ground law and focused on, you know, racism. And which I'm fine with. I hate racism. Racism is terrible. It's just nationalism, but even stupider. I can deal with hyper-nationalism, but not with the primitive, religious, xenophobic, racial-based nationalism. Now, as I was saying, when you think about it, the reason why they are coming out against the Stand Your Ground law is obvious. They want society to be docile. They want society to be, you know, completely incapable of defending themselves and asserting themselves as human beings with inalienable rights. And this is a form of the Illuminati. I pronounce it Illuminati on purpose because most times people say Illuminati and they act like it's a singular entity. Whereas I'm trying to convey to you that there is no one single Illuminati. There is Illuminati. It's plural. There are many people conspiring against you, manipulating you, taking advantage of you, and have evil, spiritual, financial motives. It's no one single entity. You would have to be an idiot to believe that. And, there are reasons why people want to get rid of the Stand Your Ground law and reasons why they want to make it move forward. And I personally am one of those people that wants to move it forward. So the card I want you to meditate on today of the Illuminati card game is Assertiveness Training. And I think that is the card being played right now, or rather will be played in the near future. Assertiveness Training says that any peaceful group is permanently changed to a violent group, and that their power becomes equal to their defense. And that makes sense on some level. If you look at society mathematically, that would seem like what that law is doing. Because that law is telling people to stand your ground. Han shoots first. Defend yourself. Don't ask questions. Just, you know, take action. And I expect in the near future, a lot of these pseudo-conservative groups like the NRA and shit to start cheapening their prices and forming neighborhood watches and, you know, giving out martial arts and firearms training, which should have been done to begin with. This is a misconception that the left wing automatically is anti-violence and is, you know, peacenik, hippies, pacifists. It's untrue. That is the liberal reactionary left. Throughout history, anarchists, communists, radical socialists have armed the public. And they have been more sincere about it than the right wing. The right wing wants violence because they are greedy, because they are racist, because they are bigoted, and they're paranoid. They're paranoid of their power being lost. So of course they're going to stand their ground. They have to. If they want to continue to own their land, if they want to continue to manipulate the resources and the third world, they have to stand their ground. They don't have another choice. But revolutionaries stand their ground because they want to change things. They want this world to be a better place. So it's a different mindset. But in a way, they are both violent alignment. And if you look at the Illuminati card game, there are alignments on the cards. And some people have multiple alignments. And it may seem on the surface contradictory, but violent is not opposed to left-wing or right-wing. And fanatic is opposed unto itself. I.e., when you see Westboro Baptist Church arguing with the Jewish Defense League, that's what you get. It makes so much more sense. It gives you such clarity to our world when you look at it like a card game. And not necessarily a card game like Magic the Gathering or something, but just you look at it mathematically and objectively like that. Where it's just numbers and dice rolls and, things like that. It's just mechanics. And that's the secret that these voodoo economists and psychologists and political scientists, that's what they know that you don't know. That deep down, everyone is just coding. They're just code, bunch of ones and zeros, and you can't predict everything, but you can get a pretty good assessment. If you ever programmed a computer, you know it's not easy. Even the most basic shit takes a long time to study, and you fuck up. That's why there's all those glitches and viruses and Trojans, because it's really not hard to breed chaos and ruin things. But at the same time, deep down, everybody wants control, and it always brings order back somehow. No matter how much chaos, no matter how much destruction we breed, it always just comes full circle and repeats itself. Everything exists in a cycle, and that's an unfortunate reality. I don't particularly like that, but that just seems to be the way it is. And what I notice is that there's no end to it. I'm losing my train of thought here, but what I'm essentially saying is that rival Illuminati groups have their own nefarious purposes. There is no one single entity. And it brings you closure that the world is a competitive, vampiric evil. It isn't just God versus the devil. It is God versus the devil versus the other devil versus the super devil. That's the kind of world we live in. We live in a world bound by principles, but there are multitudes of principles. There are layers to principles, and there are contradicting principles. And who's to say whose principles wins out in the end? Because it isn't about, being the absolute truth. There is no absolute truth other than there is absolutes. The absolute truth is that there are semantics to reality striving for dominance. That is the absolute truth. And these Illuminati know that. That's why in the card game you have factions. You have these special cards that represent like your secret society, where you have the agents of Hermes and the worshippers of Cthulhu and things like that. These represent people that have understood that and have figured out in life where they stand, where they're going, and what they want to see happen. And they've asserted that this is the superior moral. This is the absolute principle. This is the singularity. It doesn't make it literally true, but if that singularity becomes the dominant one, then it will make a world suffice to keep them at peace. Because peace as we want to know it is a lie. There is no peace between people. There is only passion and people who lack passion. And people who lack passion are slaves, they're cattle, and they will die. Period. But those with passion fight, and they battle, and they lose sometimes, a lot of times. but that is all they exist for. That is all we live for, is for that passion, and to see the world change in a way that makes us comfortable, in a way where our soul can rest in peace, because it is an environment that breeds it, that beds it, and, you know, keeps it warm at night, whatever. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but, you know, we are alien to our environment, and we have to change it according to our whim in order to be more familiar with it, in order to be compatible with it, because there is all these conflicting forces around us, and that is what I'm trying to get across to you, and that's what I mean by the Illuminati is a plural. And on that note, you know, it isn't about winning per se. A lot of Illuminati probably don't care about winning. If you're really engrossed in your pride and you realize that, you know, you probably won't win, it no longer bothers you victory. Victory is not the main goal. The main goal was making sure other people don't win. And that's why you have all these wars and you have all these lies and corruption, because they just don't want their competitors to win. They don't want their rivals, their outside forces, their alien morals to win. And they will do anything to stop them because they are not worthy. They will abuse their victories in all the wrong ways. But the good Illuminati would abuse their victories in all the right ways. Do you see what I'm saying? To say that the world is gray morality is a ruse. The world is not gray. It is very black and white. But there are different sides to black and white. I would suggest that it was black, white, blue, orange, red. A color is a color. That is objective. But the distinctions between those colors is what's blurred. Where the colors stand, and sometimes they have to compromise and align with other colors for their greater good, is where the gray comes in. But morality in and of itself is not gray. Only an idiot would say that. So, that's all I have to say for now. You know, I just wanted to get that out there and try something new. You know, trying to reach to a new demographic that, unfortunately, deals with a lot of bullshit. I mean, you know, there's no reason for you to have to get banned at these places supposedly trying to spread the truth. What truth? What else do you need to know? You know everything that's going on. You know things are bad. You know that the rich and powerful conspire against you. You know that they kill people in the name of profit, you know, power, and devil worshipping. What else do you need to know? You know it all already, you know? So, what? Instead of clustering around a website, jacking each other off, why don't you try to, you know, persuade other people, more, you know, your friends and family, and make them self-aware, which is probably a futile endeavor anyway. Why don't you just live your life in accordance to your principles and, you know, fight for your absolute morality and become an Illuminati? That's your only real goal in life. That is your only real purpose, is to do something. And you're not doing anything. And these guys know that. That's why Alex Jones and David Icke and Godlike Productions all take you for a ride. It doesn't matter which one of them it is. It doesn't matter how many people they ban. The fact is, they are taking advantage of you for their own nefarious purposes. And I personally find it very offensive and vulgar that these people have no respect for freedom of speech and freedom of thought. That makes me sick. That is directly in opposition to my morality, to my singularity. And if it were up to me, they would all be gunned down. Because I cannot stand how David Icke can get up on his high horse and fucking talk about reptiles and rainbow faggot, you know, winged gods of, you know, whatever, of Planet X, and Alex Jones can shake his double chin and fucking talk about whatever, but meanwhile, you cannot say what you want to say. You get banned for using the wrong word. You get banned for saying the F word. You get banned because you're an agent provocateur, because you don't really believe in this stuff and you're trying to lead us all astray. You're a disinformation agent. And they give you all this bullshit. But every forum is like that. Even ones that aren't about conspiracies. And if they aren't calling you a disinformation agent, they're just calling you a troll. It's always something. It's always an accusation. It's always an excuse. Where is your excuse for freedom? When are you going to have pride in yourself enough to say, no, I have the right to say this. I have the right to see other people know that I say this. They should be reading my content. I am entitled to knowing that my message is getting out there. And if you get in my way, I will do something bad to you. That is something you need to think about. And unfortunately, a lot of these conspiracy theorist people, they're nice people, but they're incredibly fucking stupid. And, you know, maybe, just maybe, if I try to reach out to them, something will change. Something about this bad world will get just a little bit better. So you go ahead and think I'm a CIA operative, or a robot, or a reptilian, or, you know, whatever, faggot, rainbow-winged god of Planet X, or what the fuck ever. I don't care. All I care about is morality, principles, objective truth. And the truth is, no one should be getting banned, censored, or treated this way. And, you know, it's unequal. It's complete inequality. And, you know, some people get to say whatever the fuck they want and get money for it. David Icke and Alex Jones make shit tons of money to talk out their ass, and then you can't even get a word in. That's not bueno. That is not something I am willing to tolerate on any level. So, that's it for now.